And we are back. Welcome back to the Champions League prediction series. Firstly, apologies, this video is a day late. My entire PC completely crashed when I tried to upload this yesterday, so I am redoing it from scratch, this time from my laptop. So if you do notice anything different, it's because I've had to remake everything from scratch, but I think we've got everything the way we normally have it. So apologies again for being a day late, but we still managed to get these predictions out ahead of the kickoffs in today's game. So if you haven't done so already, please do consider dropping a like on this video if you do enjoy these prediction series, and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We do intend on getting the usual content out for the rest of the week, with of course our Europa League, Europa Conference League prediction video coming tomorrow morning, before FA Cup predictions on Thursday, and then Premier League predictions on Friday. As for today then, we have got ourselves 4 Champions League fixtures to discuss. 2 games taking place this evening, and then 2 games taking place tomorrow night. And before we get into them, one final thing I have to say. Thank you once again for 1,900 subscribers on the YouTube channel. We are now just 100 subscribers, should I say 94 subscribers away from 2,000 subscribers. So if we could hit that by the end of the season, that would be absolutely incredible. So thank you once again for all the support you have given over the course of this season. Remember, of course, our target for the entire season was just 1,000 subscribers. So to be on 2,000 by the end of this year would be absolutely amazing. But without any further ado, let's get straight in to all of the Champions League predictions taking place over the next couple of days. Starting off with Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain. Now, last week, I did go for a PSG win, but that was under the assumption that Frenkie de Jong and Pedri were not going to be fit, along with Gavi. Obviously, Gavi is still going to be out for this game, but it looks like de Jong and Pedri could be fully available for tonight's match. Obviously, we all saw the impact that both of those players made, respectively, in that match. De Jong playing the full game, Pedri coming off the bench and making that immediate impact with that wonderful assist for one of Rafinha's 2 goals. PSG will have Hakimi back this evening, though, so he could make a small amount of difference in the PSG defence. But to be honest with you, you've got to look at the form of these sides. Barcelona did win at the weekend. PSG didn't play at the weekend, so that could be another thing in their favour. But I just think with those key players back for Barcelona tonight, I do think it's going to be Barcelona's game to lose. They've got the lead. They're at home. They're almost back to full strength. And I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Barcelona. Also, it's PSG in the Champions League. It's just never going to happen for them, is it? Let me know those thoughts down in the comments. Next up, this second game tonight, although it's playing at the same time, it is Borussia Dortmund taking on Atletico Madrid. A game that I went for a 2-2 draw prediction last time out. It ended up 2-1 to Atletico Madrid. And if it wasn't for a slightly misplaced header from Julian Brandt with the last kick of the game, or should I say the last head of the game, just narrowly hitting the crossbar, it could have been 2-2. So I feel justified in that 2-2 prediction there. As for the game tonight, then, I'm actually going to go for 2-2 again. I really look at this game and say that Borussia Dortmund are playing good football at the moment. They were able to win against Mönchengladbach away at the weekend. Atletico Madrid, with a real flex, beating Girona 3-1 despite resting some of their key players for that match. A massive game for them in the context of La Liga. Obviously, it's going to be very unlikely they catch Real Madrid. However, they're still fighting for European places, Atletico, and so are Girona. So to actually beat Girona with a slightly rested team, really impressive work from Atletico. So they're going to be full of confidence going into this one as well. But like I said last week, I really can't split them, especially with Dortmund now being the home side. I very nearly went for 2-1 to Dortmund, which obviously would have set up extra time and penalties. But I think Atletico is still going to come away with the overall win. So I'm going to go for 2-2 again. Really hard to split them as always. But for me, it's going to be 2-2. With Atletico advancing. That then brings us on to tomorrow night, where the English clubs obviously weigh in. We start with Bayern Munich and Arsenal, and look, both of these sides have had very disappointing weekends after what would have probably appeared like a disappointing first leg. Bayern, of course, now guaranteed to have lost the Bundesliga title, with Bayer Leverkusen lifting the trophy at the weekend, ending their 120-year wait for their first Bundesliga title and ending Bayern's 10 or might have been 11-year winning streak of the Bundesliga. So Bayern are going to be very disappointed. Arsenal, of course, potentially bottling the title race for the second year running with that 2-0 home defeat to Aston Villa. So really tough to sort of call this one once again. I stand by what I said last week. Over the course of the entire season, Arsenal are the better team going into this tie. And I mean that in respect to last week and this week. However, in the last few days, Arsenal have shown that at this end of the season, when the pressure's really on, they just haven't got it. They should have beat Bayern Munich last week. And I don't just mean in regards to the fact that I thought they would beat Bayern Munich last week. I mean, within the actual game last week, they still should have beaten Bayern Munich. Even though it was 2-2, Arsenal had twice as many chances as Bayern did and missed some really easy chances. The 2 goals that they conceded were absolutely shocking from a defensive perspective. Something that we once again saw against Aston Villa at the weekend. And something we've not seen from Arsenal all season long. So it just looks like to me that they haven't got the bottle to deal with this sort of pressure at this end of the season. I hope from an English perspective, who's also wants to see the English coefficient see 5 sides in the Champions League next year, I hope that I'm wrong about that and Arsenal do get the result tonight. But I've not seen enough from Arsenal in the last 2 games to suggest that they're actually going to win this game. So I'm going to go for 2-1 to Bayern. I don't think too many people are going to be surprised with that. Maybe those that were a bit shocked that I went for 3-0 Arsenal last week, but we'll see. I stand by it. I still think Arsenal should win this game tomorrow night. I really do think Arsenal still should win this game tomorrow night. But I'm not convinced anymore. So I'm going for 2-1 to Bayern. And then finally, we have Manchester City and Real Madrid. After the weekend, I sit here now as a very worried Manchester United fan that we're on the verge of seeing Manchester City win a double treble. And honestly, I think right now it's more likely that they win a double treble than they don't win a double treble. All they have to do is win their remaining league games, and they've won the league. Their toughest opponent in the Champions League remaining, in my opinion, is Real Madrid. They've drawn 3-3 away. They've got this home leg tomorrow night. And then it'll be Arsenal or Bayern who they should beat, and then any of the teams at the top they should beat in the final. And then in the FA Cup, they've got Chelsea, followed by Man United or Coventry. Now, granted, Chelsea won 6-0 last night, looked absolutely fantastic, and they haven't lost to City this season, Chelsea. 2 draws in the league. So maybe that's the Man United and any football fan's best hope of Man City not winning the double treble is Chelsea in the FA Cup at the weekend. But we'll obviously get to that in Thursday's video when we talk about our FA Cup predictions. But for tonight, all eyes will be on this fixture, or tomorrow night, should I say, Man City and Real Madrid. Can Real Madrid stop Manchester City winning the double treble? No, in my opinion. I just don't see it. Real Madrid, very good team. They put up a hell of a fight. I think Manchester City were the better team last week, and Real Madrid did well to get away with a 3-3 draw at home. And I say that with the greatest respect, because like I said, I do believe Real Madrid are the best team capable of stopping Man City. But again, I think they came away with a 3-3 draw and were very lucky to do so because Manchester City could have won by more. I look at the game tomorrow night and just think it's just going to be too strong. They blew Real Madrid away last year. Yes, Real Madrid are a better team this year than they were last year, but I think Man City are a better team than they were last year. I really do. So I'm going for 3-1 to Manchester City. I think that's about right. I would expect them to win on the night and just end it before extra time and penalties. And they will make their way into yet another Champions League semi-final. So that is what we're going to go for. In terms of the semi-finals, I think it's going to be Barca against Atletico, Bayern against Man City. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Apologies once again if this video doesn't come out the way it normally does because it's obviously being recorded on my laptop rather than on my usual setup. Hopefully, usual setup will be back for tomorrow morning's Europa League and Europa Conference League video. If not, it'll be like this again tomorrow. So we shall see. Thank you very much for watching as always. I will see you tomorrow morning.